The world was quiet, too quiet, cities bustled with life, yet no one noticed the strange signals coming from deep space. People went about their daily routines, unaware that the universe was watching them. Satellites above the Earth hummed softly, carrying messages that no human could yet understand. In laboratories and observatories, a few scientists noticed anomalies, but most ignored them as technical errors. Dr. Elena Ross was one of the few who took the signals seriously. She stared at the blinking lights on her monitor, her heart racing. The patterns were unlike anything she had seen before. They were too regular to be natural, yet too strange to be from another human source. This is not random noise, she whispered to herself, her fingers trembling over the keyboard. Meanwhile, across the globe, children laughed and played in parks, drivers honked impatiently in traffic, and families enjoyed quiet dinners. Life seemed normal, safe, and predictable, but the universe had other plans. Something massive was moving toward Earth, unseen and unstoppable. In New York City, the skyline shimmered under the evening sun, towering skyscrapers reflected light like mirrors. People crowded streets, taking selfies and rushing to meet friends. Among them, Captain Marcus Hale walked briskly, unaware that his calm evening would soon be shattered. He worked for the International Space Defense Agency, but even he could not predict what was coming. Back at the observatory, Elena called her colleagues urgently. "We need to alert the authorities, something is coming, something big," but the officials hesitated, afraid of causing panic. They wanted proof, hard evidence, not predictions from a single scientist. Elena's frustration grew, she knew they were running out of time. The signals grew stronger, moving faster, closer to Earth. Satellites detected a strange object on the edge of the solar system. It was enormous, shimmering with a light that no human technology could produce. The object moved with precision, as if it knew exactly where it wanted to go. In homes across the world, ordinary people began noticing strange phenomena. Birds flew in unusual patterns, lights flickered, and electronic devices glitched. Most dismissed it as bad weather or technical faults. Few felt a deep unease, an instinct that something was wrong. Among them was a young boy named Liam, who pointed at the sky and said, "Mom, I think they are coming." His mother smiled, thinking it was just imagination. At the same time, on military bases, radar operators noticed blips moving at impossible speeds. Jets scrambled, but the readings were confusing. The object did not behave like anything known to humanity. It seemed to avoid detection on purpose, a ghost in the sky. Elena and Marcus finally met at the Space Defense Agency headquarters. They pored over data, charts, and satellite images. Their faces were pale, and their voices low. "This is not a drill," Marcus said, gripping a tablet tightly. "Whatever is coming, it is huge, and it is intelligent." Across the world, people continued their lives, still unaware. Tourists took photos, office workers sipped coffee, and teenagers laughed on city streets. The contrast was stark, a calm world on the edge of disaster. As night fell, the object entered Earth's orbit, unseen by most, but detected by every satellite and observatory. Its presence caused subtle changes in the atmosphere, a slight electric charge that humans could not feel, yet, the tension was building, a storm waiting to break. Elena stayed at her desk all night, watching, analyzing, and calculating. Every signal made her heart pound faster. She knew this was only the beginning, the calm before the storm was over. The first strike was about to happen. In homes, offices, and streets, humans slept peacefully, unaware of the shadows looming above. The stars twinkled innocently, but behind them, eyes watched, planning, calculating, waiting for the perfect moment. At dawn, the first unusual lights appeared in the sky, faint at first, then growing brighter. People stopped in their tracks, pointing, murmuring, fear creeping into their voices. It was beautiful and terrifying at the same time, a sign of things to come. Captain Marcus and Dr. Elena prepared the defense systems, alerting the highest authorities, every nerve tense. They knew humanity had only a short time to react. Their warnings echoed in empty halls, but the world outside was slow to notice. The calm had ended, but most humans still did not understand. They went about their routines, unaware that the first wave of an unstoppable force was about to descend. Humanity's greatest test was coming, and nothing would ever be the same again. The sun rose over the horizon, casting light on cities, oceans, and mountains, yet the light did not bring peace, only the knowledge that something extraordinary and terrifying had arrived. Somewhere in the darkness of space, the alien fleet moved closer, silent and precise, ready to strike. And Earth, unprepared and unaware, stood on the brink of chaos, a world about to be shaken to its core. The sky cracked open with sudden fire, cities shivering under a light that no human had seen before, people froze, their eyes wide with disbelief. A massive ship hovered above the skyline, larger than any building, glowing with an unearthly energy. It moved silently, casting a shadow that swallowed streets and parks. Screams filled the air, mixed with car horns and alarms. Humanity realized too late that the calm was a trap. Military jets scrambled, engines roaring, but the aliens moved faster, dodging missiles with ease. Nothing on Earth could match their speed or power. Captain Marcus Hale directed operations from the command center, shouting orders: deploy all interceptors. Protect the civilians. Soldiers ran, radios crackling with urgency, but even the best-trained teams hesitated in the face of the alien technology. Dr. Elena Ross studied the alien signals as they attacked. Her fingers flew over the keyboard, analyzing, decoding, searching for a weakness. She could feel the panic spreading through the command center, but she knew fear could not win this fight. In New York, people fled in chaos, traffic jams forming instantly, sirens wailing, streetlights flickering from the alien energy above. Liam, the boy who had seen the sky first, clung to his mother's hand, eyes wide with terror. "They're real, Mom, they are really here," he whispered. Buildings shook as the alien ship released smaller craft, dropping them into the streets, machines unlike anything humans had ever built, with sharp edges and glowing cores. They moved with precision, scanning and targeting. Humans scattered, unsure whether to hide or fight. In a quiet suburb, a farmer looked up, mouth open, as one of the alien craft hovered over his field. The crop below shimmered under the alien light, turning strange shades of green and blue. His heart pounded, and he realized this was no natural event. Something far greater had arrived. The media struggled to report, phones overloaded with signals, yet pictures and videos streamed across the world. Everyone watched in horror, sharing the same fear, a collective realization that Earth was under attack. Marcus and Elena discovered that the aliens were intelligent, adapting to every human tactic. Every missile fired, every defensive measure attempted, was countered or avoided. It was as if the aliens had already studied humanity, predicting every move. Panic spread through governments, meetings called an emergency, yet the world seemed frozen, unable to respond fast enough. Ordinary citizens were forced to take shelter wherever they could, basements, subways, even closets. Children cried, families prayed, no one knew if they would survive the day. Amid the chaos, some humans acted without hesitation, firefighters rescuing trapped people, doctors attending to injured, and ordinary people forming human chains to protect others. Their courage was small but significant, a spark in the darkness. Elena spotted a pattern in the alien attacks, a rhythm in their strikes. "They are testing us, studying us," she said, pointing at her screen. "They want to see what we can do, to understand our weaknesses." Marcus nodded grimly. "Then we'll give them a surprise they won't forget." In one city, a young engineer rigged a makeshift EMP device, hoping to disrupt the alien machines. He worked frantically, sweat dripping from his forehead. "If this works, it might buy us time," he whispered, hope and fear mixing in his voice. Meanwhile, the aliens continued their silent observation, analyzing, calculating, confident that humans could not resist. Their ships glowed brighter, weapons charged, yet they underestimated one thing: human unpredictability. As night fell, the first coordinated human counterattacks began, small but daring. Soldiers and civilians alike joined, launching a combined effort to strike back at the invaders. Explosions lit the sky, creating a chaotic dance of fire and smoke. Humanity was fighting, but it was only the beginning. In hidden bunkers and labs, people discovered new courage, inventing solutions on the fly. Ordinary tools became weapons, clever tactics emerged, and even simple acts of bravery changed the course of skirmishes. The aliens had expected silence, compliance, surrender, but instead they faced resilience. Even as destruction spread, there were glimmers of hope. A human fighter saved dozens of civilians from a collapsing building. A young girl managed to disable a small alien drone using nothing but quick thinking and a fire extinguisher. Small victories mattered, inspiring others to act. Marcus and Elena watched from the command center as the world below struggled. "They didn't expect this," Elena whispered, eyes wide. humanity is fighting back, even when everything seems lost." Marcus nodded, a spark of determination lighting his face. "Then we will make sure they regret underestimating us." The night was long, filled with chaos, explosions, and fear, but for the first time, humans realized they were not powerless. That realization spread like wildfire, whispers of courage crossing cities, streets, and homes. Humanity had been pushed to the edge, and yet it refused to break. As the alien fleet withdrew slightly, regrouping in orbit, they did not anticipate what humans were planning. Across the planet, scientists, soldiers, and ordinary citizens began to unite, plotting, preparing, knowing the fight had just begun. The first contact had shaken humanity, but it had also awakened a force the aliens could not predict. And somewhere in the shadows of space, the alien commander studied the unexpected resistance, unaware that the next wave would be unlike anything they had ever imagined. Humanity was scared, battered, and chaotic, yet alive, and in that chaos, the spark of an unstoppable force began to grow, ready to strike back. The morning after the first attack, the world was shaken but not broken. Cities smoldered, alarms still ringing, yet humans began to organize. People who had been terrified the night before now stood together, helping each other, sharing supplies, and planning. Captain Marcus Hale walked through the ruined streets, his boots crunching on debris. Soldiers and civilians followed, carrying what they could, makeshift weapons, radios, and hope. Marcus's eyes scanned the horizon, looking for any sign of the alien presence. Dr. Elena Ross worked tirelessly in her lab, analyzing captured alien drones. Her hands moved quickly, decoding signals and examining materials. Every discovery brought a small victory, a clue that humans might fight back successfully. In one small city, Liam and his mother joined a group of survivors, building barricades and listening for alien movements. Liam's eyes shone with determination, no longer filled with fear. "We can do this, Mom," he said. "We have to fight back." His mother nodded, pride and worry in her eyes. For the first time, humans discovered that the aliens, while powerful, had weaknesses. Their machines could be disrupted by precise electromagnetic pulses. Their strategies followed patterns that could be predicted if one paid close attention. These small victories, though minor, ignited hope. Marcus organized teams of volunteers, combining soldiers with civilians, scientists with engineers, creating units that could strike quickly and disappear. Speed, intelligence, and courage, he told them, are our best weapons. They listened intently, inspired by his calm but commanding presence. Meanwhile, the aliens observed, confident that humans would soon be crushed. They did not understand that fear could be transformed into determination. Humanity had begun to fight back, and that was something the invaders had not expected. Elena and her team developed a prototype weapon using captured alien tech. It was small, but powerful, capable of disrupting the drones that patrolled the skies. They tested it quietly at night, hoping it would give humans the first real advantage. The first strike was planned in a devastated industrial zone. Volunteers hid behind buildings, hearts racing. As the alien drones swept overhead, Marcus gave the signal, and the EMP device activated. A pulse of energy surged through the air, and the nearest drones fell, sparks flying. Humans cheered, disbelief and joy mixing with relief. It was a small victory, but it proved that they were not powerless. Word spread quickly, and across other cities, similar attacks were attempted, each one teaching humans more about their enemy. In one daring mission, a group of civilians lured an alien patrol into a trap. Using clever distractions and ingenuity, they disabled several drones before slipping away. Even the smallest acts of courage mattered. Every victory gave humanity momentum, and the aliens began to notice. The alien commanders were puzzled. They had expected a weak and panicked species, easy to defeat. Instead, they faced clever humans who learned quickly and acted boldly. Their confidence began to waver, an unfamiliar feeling for them. Liam, inspired by the brave adults around him, joined a small reconnaissance team. Sneaking into a partially destroyed alien craft, he took notes, memorized patterns, and discovered a small control panel that could potentially disable more machines. His courage reminded everyone that even the young could make a difference. Across the world, similar sparks were igniting, small groups of humans fighting back, improvising weapons, forming strategies, learning from each encounter. A global network of resistance was forming, invisible but powerful. Marcus and Elena watched the reports from multiple cities. their faces reflected pride and relief. "This is just the beginning," Marcus said, "but humanity has found its spark." Elena nodded, "and once it ignites fully, nothing will stop us." Even as humans celebrated these small victories, the aliens regrouped, planning the next wave. They were stronger, more organized, but they had underestimated the human spirit. Their arrogance would soon cost them dearly. The night sky lit with flashes of distant battles, humans and aliens clashing in scattered skirmishes, yet the fear that had gripped humanity was fading, replaced by determination and courage. Ordinary people became heroes, and heroes became legends. Dr. Elena Ross, staring at her monitor, whispered, "They thought they could crush us, but they don't know who they are dealing with." Marcus placed a hand on her shoulder. "They are about to find out, and they will regret underestimating humanity." Somewhere high above, alien ships observed these new tactics, calculating and recalculating, but every new human strategy was unpredictable, every counterattack unexpected. The spark of rebellion had turned into a growing fire, a human force that refused to surrender. And deep in the hearts of every human, from the smallest child to the oldest soldier, courage burned brightly. A storm was coming, not just of fire and metal, but of human will, ingenuity, and the refusal to bow down. The galaxy would soon see that humanity was not just surviving, they were fighting back. The first real counterattack had begun, and the aliens had no idea what was coming next. The sky erupted with light as the alien fleet descended, massive ships blotting out the sun. Cities trembled under the weight of their presence, and humans braced for the onslaught. Captain Marcus Hale stood at the command center, eyes sharp, issuing orders to every corner of the world. "All units, engage at full capacity, protect civilians, and remember, adapt quickly," he commanded. Dr. Elena Ross monitored the alien signals, her mind racing. She had discovered patterns in their formations, weaknesses in their shields, and energy surges that humans could exploit. Every discovery was a weapon in itself, and every second counted. Across the planet, human forces mobilized, ordinary citizens alongside soldiers, pilots, and engineers, forming a global network of resistance. Explosions shook the cities as the first wave of alien drones attacked, but humans were ready, using EMP pulses, improvised weapons, and clever traps. Humans struck back with precision. In the skies above New York, jets darted around alien cruisers, missiles exploding harmlessly against advanced shields, yet humans were relentless, learning from each encounter, changing tactics mid-flight. One young pilot, barely 20, dove through enemy lines, dropping charges that disabled several drones. He returned to base, greeted as a hero. Meanwhile, on the ground, resistance fighters set traps, leading alien patrols into abandoned buildings and industrial zones. Electricity surged, sparks flew, and alien machines fell one by one. Ordinary streets became battlefields, yet human ingenuity made every corner deadly for the invaders. Marcus coordinated from the command center, his voice calm but firm. "Focus on their weak points, strike together, and never give up." Teams moved in perfect synchronization, timing attacks to the second. The aliens had expected chaos, but what they faced was organized chaos, unpredictable and human. Elena discovered that the alien mothership was controlling the drones remotely. She designed a signal jamming device that could disrupt its network. If it worked, the tide of battle could turn. Marcus approved, knowing the risk was enormous. "Do it, Elena, humanity is counting on you." Meanwhile, Liam and his small reconnaissance team infiltrated a damaged alien ship. Their hearts pounded, but they moved with courage and purpose. They reached a control panel and uploaded the signal disruptor, causing nearby drones to fall like fallen leaves. The team cheered quietly, knowing they had shifted the balance. Across the oceans, similar victories unfolded. Human forces coordinated via secure channels, striking alien supply ships, freeing trapped civilians, and disabling weapons. Each success built momentum, and the aliens began to hesitate. Their arrogance faded into confusion. In one daring move, Marcus led a squadron of pilots into the heart of the alien fleet, dodging energy blasts and massive tentacles of light. The humans released a chain of EMP devices, creating a wave that disabled multiple ships. For the first time, the aliens tasted defeat, their shields faltering under human ingenuity. Elena watched the displays, heart racing. They didn't expect this level of coordination. "They thought we were weak," she said. Marcus nodded, determination blazing in his eyes, "and now they will see the true force of humanity." On the streets, civilians became warriors, carrying what they could, striking at drones, rescuing the wounded, and passing intelligence along. Fear still lingered, but courage had overtaken it. The ordinary had become extraordinary, driven by the need to survive and protect. The alien commanders were baffled, unable to predict human tactics. Every move by humans was unexpected, creative, and deadly. They recalculated, but humanity's adaptability was impossible to anticipate. Their confidence eroded as losses mounted. As the sun set, the final battle raged over the ocean, sky lit with explosions, ships falling into the water, fires consuming floating debris. Humans fought with everything they had, combining courage, skill, and knowledge. The aliens, despite their advanced technology, could not match the human spirit. In the command center, Marcus and Elena shared a moment of grim satisfaction. "We are holding them back, but the mothership remains," Marcus said, eyes on the largest ship above. Its presence was massive, intimidating, yet humans were undeterred. They had learned, adapted, and struck back. Across the planet, the world watched the skies, for the first time seeing that humanity could fight back. The alien fleet was strong, but humans were stronger in will and strategy. Ordinary people became legends, soldiers became heroes, and the planet itself seemed to rise with determination. In a final coordinated strike, humans focused every weapon on the mothership's weak points: lasers, missiles, EMPs, and sabotage converging in a single wave. The ship shuddered, sparks flying, and a massive explosion rocked the skies. Aliens inside scrambled, communication faltering, their confidence shattered. The battle did not end in one day, but the tide had turned. Humanity had found its strength, and the aliens had underestimated the human spirit. Everywhere, people cheered cautiously, aware the war was not over, yet inspired by what they had achieved. Marcus looked at Elena, sweat on his forehead. "This is the moment humanity proves it cannot be crushed." Elena nodded. "We are just getting started." As night fell, the world was scarred but alive, and humanity had shown the galaxy that it was not just a species to be conquered, but a force, intelligent, courageous, and unstoppable. The storm had begun, and its power was only growing. And somewhere in the depths of space, the alien commanders realized that underestimating humans had been their gravest mistake. The galaxy would never forget the day humanity struck back. The dawn broke over a battered world, cities smoldered, fires burning where alien machines had fallen, yet the streets were alive with human voices, cheering, helping, rebuilding. Humanity had survived the first wave, but the war was not over. Captain Marcus Hale stood on a high ridge overlooking the city, surveying the destruction and the courage of his people. Soldiers and civilians alike moved with purpose, clearing debris, rescuing the trapped, and preparing for what might come next. Marcus's gaze shifted to the skies, still crowded with alien ships, but now tentative, unsure. Dr. Elena Ross monitored the alien communications, decoding their scattered messages. They were confused, shaken, and retreating. Their ships limped away, engines damaged, shields broken. They had underestimated the determination and intelligence of humanity. In New York, Liam helped distribute supplies to survivors, his small hand steady despite the chaos. His bravery and sharp mind during the battles had made him a hero in his neighborhood. Children and adults alike looked at him with admiration, hope rekindled in their hearts. Across the globe, similar scenes unfolded. Human forces had learned to adapt, using captured alien technology and creative tactics. They struck precisely where it hurt the most. Cities were scarred but alive, and every act of resistance strengthened the human spirit. Marcus gathered his leaders for a strategy meeting. Their goal was clear: push the aliens out completely, protect Earth, and ensure humanity would never be so vulnerable again. Elena presented her findings, maps glowing with weak points in the alien network. Every strike, every mission, had brought them closer to victory. In one daring mission, a team of engineers and volunteers infiltrated a damaged alien cruiser. Using the knowledge they had gained over weeks of battles, they disabled the ship's engines and communications, sending a signal to the remaining fleet that humans were not to be underestimated. The aliens, observing from orbit, began to retreat in a disorderly fashion, their arrogance replaced by fear. They had planned to dominate, yet humans had become unpredictable, resilient, and relentless. Everywhere, humans watched as the invaders faltered, and hope transformed into pride. Marcus addressed the world via global broadcast, his voice firm and calm. humanity has faced an impossible enemy, and we have not only survived, we have fought back. Our courage, intelligence, and unity have shown that no force can crush the human spirit. People across continents listened, tears and smiles mixing in their expressions. Elena looked at the global network of people fighting together, scientists, engineers, soldiers, and civilians. All ordinary people had become extraordinary, every small act of bravery had mattered, every choice had contributed to humanity's victory. Even as the aliens retreated, humans did not celebrate blindly. They knew vigilance was required, that the war might continue in space, that Earth must be prepared. Yet, in this moment, humanity had proved something vital, that no force, no matter how advanced, could break a united species. In cities and towns, people helped rebuild what had been destroyed, strangers became friends, families reunited, communities strengthened by shared struggle. The world had changed, yet a new hope had been forged in fire and courage. Marcus and Elena walked together through a quiet park, watching the sunrise paint the sky in gold and pink. "We did it," Marcus said softly, though he knew the fight might return. "We showed them who we are." Elena nodded, pride shining in her eyes. Humanity is stronger than they imagined. Somewhere in orbit, the alien commanders watched in silence, astonished, their plans shattered, their confidence gone. They had expected silence, submission, and fear, but instead, they faced courage, ingenuity, and unyielding spirit. They realized too late that humans could never be tamed. In schools, children studied the battles, inspired by stories of bravery and strategy. They dreamed not of fear but of adventure, courage, and the possibility of changing the impossible into reality. Humanity had learned, adapted, and grown stronger. As night fell, the stars shone above, silent witnesses to the war, yet humans looked up with pride, knowing they had made their mark in the galaxy. Their courage had turned fear into victory, uncertainty into hope, and oppression into freedom. Marcus addressed the global forces one final time. "This victory belongs to all of us, ordinary and extraordinary, young and old. Every single act of courage has brought us here. Humanity will rise stronger, united, and ready for whatever comes next." His words echoed across continents, filling hearts with determination. Elena whispered quietly to herself, watching the stars, "We have proven that humanity cannot be broken, that even in the darkest moments, we find light, we find strength, we find each other." And somewhere, far in the depths of space, alien commanders regrouped, humbled by the resilience they had faced. They had underestimated humans, and they would never forget it. Humanity stood victorious, battered but unbowed, a species united by courage, intelligence, and indomitable will. The galaxy would know that Earth was not to be conquered, that humans were a force that refused to be silent, refused to be weak, and would always strike back. The storm had passed, but the spirit it had awakened would burn forever. The world was scarred, yet alive, and in every heart, the fire of humanity blazed brighter than ever before.